Hey guys, Kylie back again with Andreas from NHVR, having a chat with you about our work diaries. Now this is video 2, and we're going to be having a chat about what we need to fill out first when we've got once we've got our new work diary from the provider. What do we do with it then?
So once you've bought a work diary, usually it won't be filled in for you, so you have to fill it in for yourself. There's a whole lot of instruction pages, and on the second last page what you'll see is a table to record your driver's base, the record location, so where your records are kept by your record keeper, and any accreditation you might have if you're in either advanced fatigue management or basic fatigue management. Every driver has what's called a record keeper, and the record keeper is responsible when you finish a daily sheet. Within 21 days you have to give a copy of your daily sheet to your record keeper, and they have to store that document for up to 3 years.
So that's usually your employer?
It's usually going to be your employer.
Yep.
If you're self-employed, you can be your own record keeper,
yep.
And you have to secure that copy of that page in some way safe, free from rodents, free from fires.
When do we change our base?
There's no definition of base. Base, I generally give the advice is, if you're working at a certain location and that's your place of work, nominate that as your base up until you start working somewhere else and you've got a different base. And so that's essentially when you know, for example, you might be following grain. So there's seasonal variations,
yeah.
And you go from region to region. If you're working in one particular facility, you might have 1 or 2 weeks worth of work there. That work dries up, and you then go look for another location to work. When you drive over to that new location, redefine that place as your base. If you're ready to start work, you need to go to the first unused daily sheet in your work diary. And a page basically consists of 3 sets of information that need to be recorded at 3 different times. So the first set of information that you've got to record is your personal details, or your driver identification details. Your name, driver's license, the number plate of the vehicle you're driving, date, and what scheme you're working on, whether it's standard hours, basic fatigue management, or advanced fatigue management. And you record this information in braille at the start of the first work period in the day. The second information you need to record is every time you change from work to rest or rest to work, you need to actually make a mark in the my work or my rest column. So essentially you've got a vertical line that goes from rest to work, or my rest to my work, or my work to my rest, every time you go swap from one to the other. You also have to record information like your odometer reading, the name of the place, where you actually made that change.
Yeah.
If you're resting and the odometer hasn't changed or the place is still the same because you haven't been working, you can just record the information at the start of the break. Yep. So you don't have to, if I stopped at Gundagai at 1,100 kilometres, yep. I don't have to write Gundagai 1,100 kilometres when I start working again.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
And the third thing happens at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you must count all the work and rest you've done and put in the total work for the sheet and total rest for the sheet, and you have to sign at the bottom of the document.
Okay, because this is a legal document, isn't it? So
it is a legal document.
It needs to be signed every day, or you can get fined for that. So just one more question. There's three copies in it for each page. So what are the copies for, Andres?
Yeah, it's very important. So each daily sheet has 2 copies of it, and you need to use a pen which is like a biro, which is firm enough that you make, when you write on the top sheet, it presses down and makes a mark on the second copy and then on the third copy. And that's because you keep the white copy in your own work diary, that's your record. The yellow copy is there for your record keeper, and so within 21 days you must pull this out and give it to your record keeper. And the third copy is a pink copy, which is used for enforcement purposes, or if you have a second record keeper. So
we will definitely explore this page a little bit more in our next videos, because these are the ones that trip us up. And thanks for your time again today.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye.